You can order your copy of my 2021 NFL Draft Guide today. What you'll get is over 550 individual prospect scouting reports like you see here, a ton of information that'll help you keep track of who your favorite team drafts or even signs as a free agent. It's all here, over 650 full color pages in PDF form. You can order your copy at the following link, footballgameplan.com/2021 draft guide. Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook here with Football Game Plan Scouting, and you know what that means. The NFL Draft and CFL Draft for 2021 is rapidly approaching, and it's time to get into our prospect rankings for this year's draft class. And before we get started, let's take a look at what the grades that you'll see by the prospects actually mean. Let's focus on the offensive tackle position, and kicking off the list at number 1 is Christian Darasaw out of Virginia Tech. He knows how to deal with a variety of rushers and has an answer for pretty much everything that's thrown his way. His fluid athleticism affords him the ability to execute any type of block imaginable, and his movement skills gives him free reign to travel anywhere. He's one of the best overall linemen in the draft class. At number 2 is Liam Eichenberg from Notre Dame. He's got textbook hand usage on both ends of offense. His eyes are great for the position, and you can tell he played a lot and has seen a lot up front. He plays a pro game and shows a ton of polish at the position. Third is Brady Christensen from BYU. He's a great technician, especially with his footwork. He doesn't play panic or rush in his approach. Everything is consistent from down to down, play to play, and it helps him dominate. He's excellent on the move and has a good eye for reading flow his way and subsequently making the block. Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern checks in at number 4. He's got excellent overall quickness and athleticism to the point where you can envision him playing virtually anywhere up front because of it. He shows a great punch and has the ability to play the piano very well, passing guys off and picking up incoming defenders. Rounding out the top 5 is Oregon lineman Pinay Sewell. I'm a big fan of his contact power. He's got great functional strength and core strength, and I believe he also does a very good job in the quick game, whether that's with his quick sets or aggressive sets and down blocks. He's able to execute them fully on a consistent basis. Looking at the rest of the top 10, and boy, when I say it's a really strong tackle class, I most definitely mean it. Both Deontay Smith of East Carolina and Will Sherman of Colorado have tremendous athleticism, and I like how both guys are able to consistently play well with length. And speaking of length, Josh Ball of Marshall plays with that as well. I was pleasantly surprised at how he's able to play with excellent leverage and body control for someone at 6'7". He's got a tremendous long arm stab that stuns defenders, and Alex Leatherwood shows great consistency in pass pro, and it was evident at all the different positions he had to play up front for Alabama. And Dylan Radness out of North Dakota State anchors like an HBCU drum major. He's got tremendous core strength and flexibility in that regard, one of the best linemen coming from the FCS ranks this upcoming season. Larry Barom out of Missouri blocks out the sun when he's on the move in the run game. He's very agile and quick for a guy his size and has the ability to recover if he's beaten initially. And speaking of blocking out the sun, at 6'8", 326 pounds, Tommy Doyle of Miami of Ohio can do just that. He's long, lengthy, and athletic. That's the holy trinity of offensive tackle prospects. Despite him looking long and lean, he's got underrated strength as well, showcasing a powerful strike when he attacks the defender. And he's just one of many strong prospects coming out of the Mid-American Conference. Jaylen Moore, the tackle out of Western Michigan, is also a very impressive prospect in his own right. He's arguably the most consistent down-to-down tackle prospect in the class. This dude does not take any plays off. I believe Jake Burton out of Baylor is an underrated player. He's very patient in pass pro and shows a high proficiency in recognizing stunts and twists up front. Both Alaric Jackson out of Iowa and Tevin Jenkins of Oklahoma State are accomplished players who are as solid as they come. Jenkins has played both tackle spots in his career. Larnell Coleman of UMass was an intriguing player to watch on film. Athletically, he matches up with a lot of the defenders that he'll face as a pro. He does a good job with his pad level and hand usage and pass protection, and has a good foundation of skills to work with at the next level. Now, looking at prospects 21 through 30, both Jackson Carman and Jaylen Mayfield are young players with high upside potential. So is James Hudson III out of Cincinnati, who's got the athleticism that you look for, but is a bit raw from a technical standpoint. Sam Cosmi out of Texas was an accomplished player for the Longhorns and plays with the level of confidence within his abilities that you like to see from a player at that position. And Robert Hainsey of Notre Dame has good all-around game. He's really solid on both ends of offense and is able to keep his hands very busy throughout the play. As you dig a little deeper within the position, you find another small college gem in Keon Smith from Fayetteville State. The 6'6", 295-pounder participated in the 2021 Tropical Bowl and Hula Bowl, putting together strong performances in both. He's got really good length and athleticism to match up as a pro, able to work to the second level with ease in the run game. We're still going strong here with prospects 31 through 40. Texas A&M has a pair of good ones in Carson Green and Dan Moore Jr. Spencer Brown of Northern Iowa had a really good week down in Mobile this year for the Reese's Senior Bowl, and I'm always willing to gamble on athletic upside potential like that of Devery Henderson of Duke, Greg Island of Mississippi State, and Drew Himmelman of Illinois State. Tall, lengthy guys that can definitely move. Jack Bathor IV of South Dakota Mines, who stands at 6'8" and weighs 315 pounds, was excellent in college and parlayed that skill set or those skills into a strong week at the Hula Bowl. He's got George Foreman-like hands and is able to stun defenders at the point of attack. He was also a member of the South Dakota Mines track and field team, so you know he definitely has some athleticism. Bathor checked in at number 46 on our list, and here's how he fits in amongst the rest of prospects 41 through 50. Well, will you look at that? Another offensive lineman prospect from BYU, I swear. Their offensive line this year was right up there with Notre Dame. No wonder Zach Wilson put up ridiculous numbers. He was well protected up front. Shelton Williams of Acadia and Tyler Packer of Calgary are also CFL draft prospects as well. Calvin Ashley of Florida A&M began his career at Auburn before transferring out of there, ultimately ending up with the Rattlers. He was one of the first players to opt out for the 2020 season, and he's another young prospect with talent and upside, which just goes to show you the overall depth at the offensive tackle position this season. So that's it for this edition of Football Game Plan Scouting. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts. And don't forget to check out and subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network located at youtube.com/footballgameplan. Also subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast and leave us a 5-star rating. That's where you can find our Scout Team podcast, and keep it locked every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Game Plus Network for our Scout Team show, where we will have a lot more of NFL and CFL draft related content coming down the pike.